believe so. Yeah, that's what we talked about.
So she's gonna pick up things. Well, that sandwich is gonna be way too messy because we won't have tables, right?
Um,
What's the other one? You can't trust Debbie. She just goes overboard. Yeah, see that would be, although those not the nuts. Oh my gosh. I mean, yeah, we're gonna have to talk to her because she just doesn't understand.
I mean, you know, it's hard to say what ultimately is going to be the draw. It's like it's one of those things. I feel like if people saw it and knew it was going to be really good, they'd probably be more likely to spend money on it. But when there's no precedent other than, oh, I know these individual musicians, so let's go buy it. You know, and like there will be people who would come, but in the idea of trying to get the biggest number possible, there's some negotiations there.
Well, if we're gonna do this, hopefully more than once, is that what you're thinking?
Well, yeah.
I mean, you think the guys would want to come and do it more than once?
Yeah.
Um, then we're gonna charge at least 15 if we're giving it fun. I mean, we've got to make 10 bucks.
Yeah.
And then, if people start word of mouth, and the next time more people come, I don't know, just think about it more because we got to make some money.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
this is a great chance to make some money.
Yeah, no, definitely. And there's definitely a lot of talent out there. Well, then even another great thing you can work in Overwork is students performing
Yeah.
in front of people. Their parents come.
Yeah.
They bring people. That's one of the easiest ways. So
Yeah.
finding student performers is another easy. I have a handful of student performers that would.
That are good.
Yeah, I mean they would be able to do a song with us.
Okay, well, let's get through this one first. Think about it more.
Yeah.
Get the names, so we can, by next week, start putting the stuff out.
Yeah.
It's only 3 weeks away from next week.
Yeah, I know there's hope.
Here I go. No matter where you come from, no matter where you're going, here's a place where you can take comfort in the knowing that whether if you've come to stay a while or just passing through, this door is open to you. On in, be silent. Come and share a hug. Come, let's pray together. Come, love and be loved. From the bliss down to the turn down, from the pampered to the abused, this door is open to you. Come on in, come on in. The God in us recognizes the God in you. Whether you're black or white, gay or straight, Christian, Buddhist or Jew, this door right here, I said this door, oh this door right here, I said this door is open to you.
Yes, it is. This door is open to you. If you're within the sound of my voice, you are welcomed here. If this is your first time with us in the sanctuary, we welcome you. If this is your first time joining us online, welcome. We see you, we appreciate you, and we thank God for you. Today's message is all about the law of circulation, and what you put out comes back to you. If you would have been a part of our Let's Talk Science and Mind class this morning, you would have been energized and now full of examples of how we are going to activate this law of circulation in our life and make it work for us when we tap into our own prosperity and when we think about our 40 days of abundance, which is coming up. So that's what's in store for you. But right now, I want to hear what else is happening at CSL Visalia. And so let's check our announcements, and I'll see you all a little bit later.
Hello? Am I on? I don't think so. Nope. I'm now on? No. Yes? Okay. Hi, everybody. I am on. I want to thank Donna W. for filling in every time Hope can't come at the very last minute. So we appreciate it. Yes, she finds out like the middle of the night and she pops in and sings the songs. So let's go to announcements. Leadership Council meeting is today after service. You're all invited to stay and listen and hear what's going on and hear what we're planning and hear how things are going with money-wise and everything else. So come in. You can come in on Zoom. Just go to our website and go to the calendar and you'll find the link right there. Our listening circle, our second listening circle, will be Friday, February 27th, so a couple weeks away. We want everybody to come in because that's where we're going to talk about where we want to go next with our center. What we're going to do, especially from a year from now when Reverend Jack retires and we're deciding what we're going to do. So we need everybody's input. So please put that on your calendar. It's on Zoom. It's easy. And we'll see you all there. In honor of Black History Month, we were playing the movie this morning. Make sure it works. Thank you, James. So this is a fascinating movie. Several people have said, oh, that's a great movie. It's called The 6888. It's about an all-female, all-woman, female, black troupe that got the mail out during World War II when other people couldn't do it. It was a big mess, and somehow they got it out. So it's going to be here next Saturday, 2 o'clock. And we hope you'll all come. We want to watch the movie and have a little discussion. This is our way to honor Black History Month. So there's flyers in the back. Come, bring some friends. We have an announcement from the gallery here. You've got to be on the.
Okay, a lot of people don't know where this center is, and we don't even have the advertisement on our window. Yeah, I walked by and I'm thinking, we should have that there.
Very good, Rita. Thank you. We will put that on the window and on the back door so people know this is the place. And yeah, this place is hard to find. I remember trying to find it the first time. Didn't work. So yes, if you have to help people or bring them here to get them figure out where it is, that's a great idea. Thank you, Rita. Okay, I'm going to ask one more time and then I'm going to give up. We need someone to help with our recycling. It's getting full again, and Lori Kathleen does it, but she needs help so she doesn't have to do it every time. It would probably only be once a month. Pick it up, take it to the recycling, get a little money for our center. So please think about it. We all want to give our time, talent, and treasure. So this would be your talent to drive or your time. Where do you take it to try? I don't know. Lori, Simon knows. Simon knows. So if you want to be the volunteer, great. Simon will show you. There's several places that Lori Kathleen told me about that you can take it. So if we get the volunteer, and I hope we will, again, once a month to take some wonderful recycles to help our center and to help recycling, that would be so good. We want everybody to participate in some way. That would be a good way to do it. And the abundance book. So Reverend Jack was just saying we're starting our 40-day abundance class this Tuesday. And I put some new flyers out there. I put the right date on this time, helps. Not September, but it's now. And it's on Zoom. Starts this Tuesday, 5:30, and we'll get you the books. If you signed up, we'll get you the books. And because we're going to be looking at the books, and they're very small, very, very unique. But boy, do they have a punch to them. And they show you how you can do this 40 days straight. So it's going to be a little bit of effort. I'm still thinking about how I got to make myself do this. And we're going to bring abundance in many, many ways to our center. So if you haven't signed up, we can sign up on the back table still. We'll get you a book if you don't have one. And we'll start. And even if you don't have a book, come in on Zoom, 5:30, and you can see which. Does it say? It doesn't say. But it's our regular Sunday morning, Let's Talk Science of Mind, right on the main page. So just come in right there. And it's just an hour. We're going to be short and sweet, and we're going to make this happen. Perfect timing. So I hope you'll all be here. And I will give it over to Saima.
Thank you so much, Donna, for giving our announcements today. Now we're going to go ahead and move forward to our mission statement. If everybody would please read along with me. Center for Spiritual Living is the place everyone comes together, connecting in love and learning how to create abundant, joyful, and peaceful lives. Thank you. Now we're moving over to our next song, I Just Called to Say I Love You.
Valentine's Day yesterday.
No New Year's Day to celebrate. No chocolate-covered candy hearts to give away. No first of spring, no song to sing. In fact, here's just another ordinary day. No April rain, no flowers bloom, no wedding Saturday within the month of June. But what it is something true, made up of these three words that I must say to you. I just called to say I love you. I just called to say how much I care. I just called to say I love you, and I mean it from the bottom of my heart. summers high, no warm July, no harvest moon to light one tender August night, no autumn breeze, no falling leaves, not even time for birds to fly to southern skies, no Libra sun, no Halloween, no giving thanks to all the Christmas joy you bring. But what it is, though old, so new, will fill your heart like no three words could ever do. I just called to say I love you. I just called to say how much I care. I just called to say I love you, and I mean it from the bottom of my heart. I just called to say I love you. I just called to say how much I care. I just called to say I love you, and I mean it from the bottom of my heart, from my heart, from my heart.
Thank you so much, Donna and Kevin. That was wonderful. Good way to help us keep believing in love and in line with belief. Our Science of Mind has 13 what we believe statements. Each week, we choose one based on our theme. If I could have everybody read this week's with me. We believe that the universal spirit, which is God, operates through a universal mind, which is the law of God, and that we are surrounded by this creative mind, which receives the direct impress of our thought and acts upon it. Thank you. Now we'll be moving forward to our diversity quote. If I could please have Carol come up.
Good morning. I'm going to be sharing some thoughts and quotes from two different sources. First, the wisdom and insights of Ernest Holmes spring forth in his book, This Thing Called You. For example, quote, "There is a living spirit at the center of your being. Life is wherever you are. It revolves around you even as it flows through you. Keep the doorway of your mind open. Know that its living spirit fills you with light and with power. Open the gate of your consciousness to the divine presence, and you will be flooded with light. Let it flow." This is beyond the quote, but I'm summarizing. Let it flow. And he uses the word flood. And let it fill. I would like to paraphrase this realization to include the divine energy of love, since this is Valentine's weekend. The divine energy of love. We can affirm that love can flow, flood, and fill us with love, and so it is. This is also Black History Month, and there is much to be amplified in the history of our Black compatriots. I looked in the book, A Black Women's History of the United States, for some information and some historical incidents that I had not previously known about. So I will then read for you from a portion of page 91. Black women were also present in the Confederate camps. Plantation mistress Ada Bacon, that's her name, Ada Bacon, of Florence County, South Carolina, left her plantation in 1862 to nurse soldiers in Charlottesville, Virginia. When she left, she brought with her an enslaved woman. In the Confederate, in Confederate hospitals, plantation mistresses hired out their enslaved women as cooks, laundresses, and chambermaids. While enslaved Black women were expected to tend to wounded Confederate soldiers, some of them used their proximity to Confederate troops in camps to aid the Union. An unnamed enslaved woman, laundress, worked as a spy to support the Union Army. Her husband, Dabney, explained that they communicated information by Ada's use. Now, Ada is the woman that brought her from her plantation. Ada's use of a clothesline to track the movement of Confederate officers, including Generals Robert E. Lee, A.P. Hill, James Longstreet, and Thomas Stonewall Jackson. And this is the voice of Dabney, her husband. Well, that clothesline tells me in a half an hour just what goes on at Lee's headquarters. You see my wife over there? She washes for the officers, cooks, and waits around. And as soon as she hears about any movement or anything going on, she comes down and moves the clothes on that line so I can understand. That there gray shirt is Longstreet, and when she takes it off, it means he's gone down about Richmond. And that white shirt means Hill, and when she moves it up to the west end of the line, Hill's corps has moved upstream. And that red one is Stonewall Jackson. And we'll let the fire engine. Sorry. That red one is Stonewall Jackson. He's down on the right now, and if he moves, she'll move that red shirt. Everybody's taking it in.
Thank you so much, Carol, for always providing such examples for us to keep our minds open. Really appreciate all the hard work that you put into that. Now, in line with keeping our minds open, our next song is a congregational song. So if everybody would like to stand up and sing, I Am One with Everything Around Me.
I am one with everything around me. I let go and simply be, moving forward with the understanding being one can set us free. I am one with everything around me. I let go and simply be, moving forward with the understanding being one can set us free. One with you, understanding. Only love can set us free. I am love with everything around me. I let go and simply be. Moving forward with the understanding. Only love can set us free. Love with you. Love with me. Love with you. Love with me. I am peace with everything around me. I let go and simply be. Moving forward with the understanding. Only peace can set us free. I am peace with everything around me. I let go and simply be. Moving forward with the understanding. Only peace can set us free. Peace with you. Peace with me. Peace with you. Peace with me. I am one with everything around me. I let go and simply be. Moving forward with the understanding. Being one can set us free. I am one with everything around me. I let go and simply be. Moving forward with the understanding. Being one can set us free. One with you, one with me, one with you, one with me, one with you, one with me, one with you, one with me.
Thank you for that reminder. Thank you so much that we are one with everything around us. Take a moment to look about the sanctuary. I want you to look at someone else, and I want you to just convey with your eyes, I'm so happy to see you. I am so happy to share this moment with you. Just take that moment, put that out there. Now look to someone else. Now look to someone else. Look at the abundance that you have surrounded yourself with love today. And if you're watching from home, if you're joining us on the internet, what I want to invite you to do, drop into the chat right now where you might be watching us from. If you're watching from Fresno, if you're watching from Visalia or the Bay Area or somewhere else in the country, just drop it in the chat where you're from so that we can have the experience of who is seeing us and we are seeing you, so that you have that opportunity to be connected, because that is activating the law of circulation. This law of circulation is putting out into the world what it is that we want to share. We want to let some folks out there in the world know what we are up to at CSL Visalia. And just as you looked around the room and experienced the love coming back at you, I want you to know that that's what we are sending out into the world via our broadcast. And so, this broadcast, this showing of our service on Facebook or on YouTube or wherever it might be coming from, is not just for that one person who couldn't be in the room today. It's circulating this message to the universe that is bigger than we can even imagine. Someone in Iowa who doesn't even know us has the possibility of discovering us if divine interaction is happening and they are being led to it. So that's why it's essential on your social media that you post and share the link to your network, to your friends, to let other people know what we're up to. We're going to be looking at ways today of how we activate this law of circulation, how we get it moving, how we keep churning more and more good out, because as the song said, we're one with it all. So let's share with one another what it is that is on our hearts, is on our minds. Again, I always come to the table for this message, so thankful for the message that our DEI group brings to us. So, Carol, thank you for that sharing today. And I'm reminded because I wanted to open my talk telling the story of a journalist who was a woman that realized that in the government, in the society, um, the news was being withheld from folks. The media was sort of pulling back information so that only a certain message got out to folks. And we are experiencing some of that in our world right now, where some of our history and our herstory, as you'll hear next month in Women's Month, is being erased, is being set aside, is being put back in the storeroom so that folks won't be focusing on it. I'm sure that you're seeing examples of it, or you can imagine examples of it happening right now today in our media, right now today in our town square. But this woman that I want to lift up to you today is a woman by the name of Ida B. Wells. And to let you know that you may not know about her, but you need to know about her. And not only do you need to know about her, you need to be telling somebody about her, because she was the first woman journalist in the United States. And what was she writing about? She was writing about the lynchings that were happening across the country as a part of the Jim Crow movement after the Civil War. See, after the Civil War happened, one of the things that people wanted to immediately do, whether it was Robert E. Lee or whoever it might have been, they wanted to immediately stop talking about the negative with an intention of unifying the country again for one cohesive message. So let's not talk about that anymore. But that also meant not talking about the lynchings and the hangings that were happening during the Jim Crow era in the South and in other places. Let's not put that in the newspaper. We don't want to put that negative message out there. So there was a real intent not to do it, because what they were assuring people, and I want you to put your seatbelt on and be ready to receive this message, is that the only people being lynched were the people that were guilty of horrific crimes. We're only going to lynch the people that were doing horrific crimes. Just like we are only deporting the worst criminals today. But what Ida B. Wells was aware of was that's not the truth. What was happening across the country, people were being lynched because they were being successful. Did you hear what I just said? People were being lynched because after the Civil War, some folks of color were going to start opening bakeries and mills and other places where they could sustain themselves, incorporate some wealth. And so when folks came into town to do some lynching, that was being who was lynched. But they were convincing the world that other folks, only the worst, were being lynched. But Ida B. Wells was not going to have it. What she started to do was to write for the newspapers to tell the stories of lynchings and who was being lynched. And then she started to write pamphlets to put it out that this is happening in Memphis, this is happening in Cleveland, this is happening in Savannah, this is happening in Atlanta, to get that message out, to let people know what was really happening. Now, the work that she was intended to do, the work that she was putting forth, was to make a change and to pull the veil back on the curtain to tell the truth of what was really happening here. And she was forthright in getting her message out. And they were trying to go after her and they were trying to find her to do it. But she escaped to Chicago. She lived in Chicago and she surrounded herself with allies and advocates that allowed her to get that message out. Then she became a part of the women's suffrage movement. The women's suffrage. She organized the first society for Black women to realize that they too could vote. And she was their advocate and convinced them that they needed to do that and needed to be a part of the women's suffrage movement. But what happened when she went to New York for that first opportunity with Susan B. Anthony and some other folks with that movement? You can march with us, Ida B. Wells, but Ida, you got to march in the back of the parade. You can't be integrated with us up front. You got to be in the back. And Ida gave them that message in the most spiritual way to say, oh, hell no. And what she did is she hung out on the side of the march as these women, all dressed in white, were doing that women's suffrage march. And when the Illinois contingent came up, she jumped into the middle of them to be the demonstration that I deserve to be here just as long as everyone else. But here's what I want you to notice about this law of circulation and how things come around and go around and come around and go around, and history repeats itself unless we learn the lesson from it. When the first women's movement of the 1970s came into play for women's rights, the women's rights, equal rights for women came into being, and we were protesting and we were marching. You were welcome if you were a woman to be a part of that movement as long as you did not identify as being a lesbian. No, if you identified as being a lesbian, you have to go to the back of the march and be a part of that. We do not want that to be something that somebody sees when we're out here marching for this. Well, what that taught us and what those women in that movement said is, oh, hell no, in the most spiritual way. You're going to see us. And so that co-conspiracy, that stepping up and stepping out in it all, that Ida B. Wells did and some of the other folks did, allowed us to change the trajectory of that law of circulation so that good things can unfold and happen. That's in our history. And so now, as we read the news and we watch what's going on, we know that this is not the first time that this has happened. So what can we do to make it different? All we have to do is to look at the folks from Minneapolis, Minnesota, and to see what it was to stand up and step out for good. And that law of circulation got to happening and got to triggering. And what it did is it circulated through other cities so that other cities now know what they can do should they have a similar experience. That we're learning for one another. Why? Because there's only one of us. And if we can learn something from the folks in Minnesota, if we can learn something from the folks in Chicago, and we can learn something from the folks in San Francisco, then we can make the change that we are called to make in a time like this. That is a part of making that circulation happen. We know the law of circulation works. We know that it happens on our planet. We watch the weather patterns. We see how they go around and how what what's happening if it's raining hard in California on a Monday. We know it's going to be raining hard in the Midwest on a Wednesday or a Thursday. And it's going to be raining hard in the Maine and New Hampshire on a Friday. The law of circulation is happening. It's out there and it's what we're doing. So when we bring all this back to principle, when we bring it all back to what Dr. Ernest Holmes says, is that we just have to look at nature to see how this thing works. We can be one with nature and understand what is ours to do. We can also start looking in our lives. And this was a part of that rich discussion this morning in this thing called you Science of Mind class. Let's talk Science of Mind. That we had that opportunity to see in our own lives how if we set an intention to create good in the world, we have to be the first one to put something into it, to start the process rolling, to get it going. And maybe in order to do that, we don't have to go any further than our bedroom closet to start. That if we go and we got a new coat, we can go into that closet and take out an old coat and circulate it and give it to someone else. If we have something of abundance in our life, we can give it away so that somebody else can have that experience of abundance. And then what we realize, we may not be getting a thing for a thing. If you give, $1, you may not get $1 back, but you may get $10 of a feeling back of good and a gratitude and of appreciation for giving that dollar out. I had a good friend that made the decision of how he refers to his money. He refers to $5 bills as my tip bills, TIP, my tip bills. And anytime he goes through an airport or somebody helps him do something such as that, he reaches for one of the tip bills in his wallet to give to them. They're already pre-folded up, but it's his tip bill is my thank you bill, my acknowledgement that you gave to me and I'm giving to you. Here, go do this. And he goes, and sometimes I'm so touched I reach in for 2 tip bills. But I'm not even thinking that I'm giving $10 away. I'm giving 2 tip bills away. He also has food vouchers from McDonald's and other places that he keeps in his wallet. So if he sees somebody that he encounters as being hungry, he gives them a voucher. Here's a voucher, go get something to eat. Here's a voucher, go get something to eat. He doesn't even think about that action as being, here's money I've spent to buy these vouchers. It's just, I'm coming from my place of abundance. I can put this in my wallet. I can give them away and it can circulate through me. We talked in our class this morning that a lesson that my parents taught me, anything they ever bought or brought into the house, they gave what was there away to somebody else who could use it and appreciate it. If my mom got a new couch, somebody got the old couch. If they got a new refrigerator, somebody got the old refrigerator. If they got a new washer and dryer, somebody got the old washer and dryer. That law of circulation was in play. And what would happen is they would be surprised by the things that would come back to them. There would always be somebody dropping off a bushel basket full of corn because they were so appreciative that my mom had given them something to them months earlier that she had forgotten about. But here's some corn, we're sharing with it. That law of circulation got going, and that was how we built community. People used to give books away. I know if your bookcase is anything like my bookcase, there are great books on there that I've read and I have appreciated. But the only way that I might be able to share the content of that book or the lesson learned or the story learned from that book is if I gave that book to somebody else to read so that we could talk about it down the road. Here, read this book, this thing called You, because it changed my life. And I think you might be able to gain something from it. Here, read this book, the Abundance Book. we made the conscious decision to give the abundance book away to each of you to activate that law of circulation so that you might receive it. We might have those good discussions about it, that we may be inspired by it together, have those like minded conversations to think about. Oh, if you did this, you might get some income from that. If we start looking at how we change the conversation, I worked with two of my coaching clients this week that were laid off from their job. And so when they came to the coaching session, they were in despair. But it's like, I just got fired. I haven't been fired in 5 years. I don't know what. And I said, congratulations on your promotion. What do you mean, my promotion? Think about it in a different way. Don't put into the law of circulation the agony and the despair and the disappointment for having been fired. Instead, flip it. Start to see, thank you. I have been unencumbered from that last job. Now I can take a time out to look at what would Spirit have me to do now? What would, oh, okay. Maybe now, for the very first time in my life, I have the opportunity to do what it is that I'm called to do my life in a little bit different way. Okay, I'm going to see this. I'm going to set my intention to see this transition as a positive thing and to put everything I speak about it, everything I say about it, into the pool of circulation that is going to bring more good back to me. That's how this process works. I worked with another client this week who had a 5-year relationship come to an end. For whatever reason, the person that broke up with this young man decided, okay, I'm not going to break up with you at Christmas. I'm not going to break up with you at New Year's, but I'm going to break up with you 2 days before Valentine's Day. And so it was kind of like he's wishing, I wish she would have broken up with me before Christmas. But whatever it is, I said, okay, you are at the fork of the road. You can look down the right side of the road and be stuck in the eddy of despair of, oh, woe is me. She broke up with me 2 days before Valentine's Day. She must have met somebody else that she wanted to spend Valentine's Day with. My heart is broke, all that. Or you can look down the other fork of the road and decide, this woman was with me for 5 years of my life. She stood with me through thick and thin for 5 years of my life. I am so grateful for that. And I said to him, I said, think about this. Martina Navratilova was in a relationship with the woman whose name I'm forgetting, but she wrote The Ruby Fruit Jungle. And they had one of those high profile relationships, but it ended after 2 years. Rita Mae Brown. And when the interviewer went and asked Rita Mae Brown, are you sad that this relationship ended just after 2 years? And she said, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Because this woman came to me and gifted me 2 years of her life. Think about that. Somebody gifted me 2 years of their life where they were 100% connected with me. We were 100% in it for the 2 years. What a gift. I'm going to focus on that. So I helped this young man see that he had the choice at that fork of the road to activate the law of circulation, to be in gratitude, to be in thanksgiving, to be grateful for what manifested for 5 years, or he could put into law of circulation the misery, the disappointment, the feeling less than. I must not have been enough if she left me. I'll never be able to find anyone else because she left me. And then I reminded him of the Garth Brooks song that talks about thank God for unanswered prayers, where the character in the song was depicted as being in love with the high school sweetheart who was the head of the cheerleading team, and she was the perfect image of who he wanted to be as his girlfriend. And she ditched him and paid no attention to him, and so he never got to be with his high school sweetheart. And he bemoaned and he was upset about it and he whined about it and was disappointed about it. But he went on and he got married again. And years later, he goes back to his hometown 20 years later. And he's got his new wife and his 2 kids with him. And he just wants to share these kids the pleasure that he had going to the park, going to the picnic, watching the fireworks, whatever it was. And he sees the high school sweetheart. And she's angry. She would be what we call today the Karen of it all. And that she was just in such an ugly place. And he stood there watching her and how she was treating her children and sang the song and penned the lyrics, Thank God for Unanswered Prayers. And he realized that there had been divine intervention coming into his life that would unfold for the good. So here's the message for this week. Here's how we want to bring this all together. What goes around comes around. Karma exists. What you put out, you'll get back. So let's set our intended intention, our focused intention for putting out good no matter what. And if a challenge shows up in our life, let's see that challenge as an opportunity to transform whatever it was into something that we can be grateful for, to be turned into good, so that we can circulate the law of circulation for what is for the highest and best, not only for us, but as the song said earlier, for each and every one of us, because if it happens to one of us, it happens to all of us. It's all of us. We are all here to make this happen and to learn what each person is contributing to the tapestry of life, so that we may propel ourselves into even more love, even more good than what we could ever imagine. And it may just start with circulating that extra sweater in the closet, that extra book in the library. Take from your abundance, take from your good, and circulate it back out into the world. Take from your lips the words that go into the law of circulation, be words of praise, be words of thanksgiving, be words of gratitude that you are seeding the law of circulation with. And then watch what happens. Watch what happens. Do it. Come back next week and let us know what you did and how it worked, and be in anticipation for the good that is going to come back to you, and say yes to be willing to see it. Thank you, everyone. Blessings. Let's sing and listen to our gift of the next song that is available to us.
I send my love over the mountains. I send my love over the sea. I send my love into the heavens, and it returns to me. I send my joy over the mountains. I send my joy over the sea. I send my joy into the heavens, and it returns to me. I send my peace over the mountains. I send my peace over the sea. I send my peace into the heavens, and it returns to me. I send my power over the mountains. I send my power over the sea. I send my power into the heavens, and it returns to me. I send my love over the mountains. I send my love over the sea. I send my love into the heavens, and it returns to me, and it returns to me, and it returns to me.
Thank you so much. Now, as we move forward to our time of giving, if I could have two ushers come forward, please. So, if you are not in the room with us right now, here are the ways that you can give. You can mail a check to 117 South Locust Street, Visalia, California, 92391. Or you can go to www.cslvisalia.org and click on Donate. Thank you. And now if I could have everyone read our prosperity prayer with us. Momentarily. Thank you. Today I expect every good thing to come to me, for I know that divine abundance is forever manifesting itself in my affairs. I am keeping my whole mind and thought and expectation open to new experiences, to happier events, to a more complete self-expression. Everything that belongs to spirit, I accept. Everything that partakes of the nature of divine reality, I claim as my own. I identify with success and I prosper in everything I do. As I give thanks for the good now flowing into my life, I gladly share that good with others. The more I give, the more I receive. I experience a deeper consciousness of peace and security, for I know that I am in the embrace of a warm, loving presence. My cup runneth over. I exist in limitless possibility. Thank you. Now, if I could have the ushers start from the back of the room and move forward. And as you give your gift, if you could please join me in the front to form our circle for the peace song.
Thank you for that. Here's what I want to end with before we do our benediction song. I want you to know that you are enough right now, just as you are, to activate the law of circulation for good in your life. You have enough, you are enough, you are the demonstration of the love that God is. You are also the demonstration that peace is an inside out job. And so, as we come together in our circle today, I want you to listen to the affirmative message in the words that we are about to sing, knowing that peace on earth is possible and it begins with me. Much love, everyone. I'll see you all next week. Join us as we sing our benediction.